Welcome class to Creativity and Business Innovation, sometimes called Innovation and Creativity or various other names. My name is John Jolly and I'll be your instructor for this course. Really the main idea behind this course is thinking of creativity as a behavior that can be learned, and just like any behavior it involves that you'd like to learn, it involves committing yourself over a period of time consistently to small changes to help affect that behavior in the long run. So it should be a lot of fun. Let's take a look at kind of the navigation here first, and then we'll talk about the syllabus. So this is the eCollege site that your class is on, and this is the page that you'll look at right when you come up, something very similar to this. And then you'll have the syllabus you can access right there. We'll have to go back to that in a second. And you also have this Ask the Instructor board. So the Ask the Instructor board is a place where you can ask any questions that you have of me that you feel other students might benefit from the answer. So if you have something a little more personal like grades or anything like that, then feel free to email me, of course. So we've got the textbook information. What team am I in? We do have a team project a little bit later on, so that'll be important. There's nothing in there just yet. Teams will be assigned in week 4 about, I believe. And then a couple other basic things that end up on these eCollege sites. These two right here you won't be able to see. Your view is slightly different than mine because I have the instructor view. So your weeks, you're only going to be able to see 1 week at a time, and again that goes back to the whole creativity is seen as a behavior that can be learned. So if I give you all the information at once, you're not going to be able to change any behavior. You might bounce around, you might skip ahead, and that's really not what we're looking for if we're thinking of creativity as a behavior to be learned. So what I'm going to do is, before I start that, let's look at these again real quick. So the top navigation, you have your gradebook. You can find your grades there. You have email. Of course, you can email me, anybody else. And then you have the live chat. So let's look at the live chat real quick. This is something you may choose to use later on when you have your teams to communicate in kind of a synchronous way. Just like a chat room. Each one of the teams will have their own chat room. So you can choose to do it that way. For communication, you can use Skype, you can use whatever you'd like to communicate with your group. Email does not matter. And the rest of these we probably won't be using. If for some reason you do need help, you can click on this icon. You can also go to help.asu.edu, and there's some online chat that you can go to there. So I can help with some of your basic technology questions, but they're the best bet for your more advanced ones. So let's take a look at the syllabus real quick. That is me. My office hours, if we can just make an appointment either virtually or in person. So email, chat room, Skype, we can call on the phone, or we can meet in person. We'll do that by appointment. That is our book. And then course description, and then let's head down here to the course basics. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through a typical week in this course. So you can see over here I have week 1 opened up, and there's a few different things that we're going to be doing there. Now we're going to do them in order of the syllabus just so I don't confuse it too much. So each week is going to consist of watching some videos, taking a quiz about those videos, participating in a discussion board that relates to our reading, our book, or potentially some articles that I may have assigned, and then completing some activities. And that's what this activity set discussion board is for. So the videos, pretty straightforward right here. So 10 points a week. You watch the video. Feel free to have the quiz up while you're watching the video. Or there might be multiple videos, so it could be between one and 3 videos. And it's really not about memorizing all the information on the video. What I want you to do is watch them very critically. You need to pay attention because, since I know that you can watch them while taking the quiz, I make the questions a little bit harder. So sometimes you really have to think. You might have to go back. You might have to, look at different parts of the video. So for the discussion board, either based on your last name, you are going to post and respond regarding the reading, or you're going to go through the discussion board, read other people's posts and responses, reflect on those, perhaps go back into the reading, so you have a better understanding, maybe even look some stuff online to kind of further your understanding of whatever concept that your classmates brought up. So let's think about that again real quick. So if it's your week to post and respond, you will post one question, response, or comment to the weekly discussion board by the posting due date. You'll then respond to 3 of your classmates' posts by the response due date. So this gets a little confusing, so let's do an example. So my name, let's say my name is John Albert. So my last name starts with A. Now, let's go into the discussion board real quick just for this week to make this a little more obvious. So for week 1, if my name begins with A, then I am going to complete everything under that heading, that is, if your last name begins with A through D. And that's going to go down to right there. So everything in the highlighted space, which means I'm going to post one question, response, or comment regarding the assigned reading, and I'm going to respond 3 times to my classmates. Now, that's if my last name is A. If my last name does not start with A, I'm going to do everything in this highlighted area. So that means I'm going to spend time reviewing my classmates' posts and responses. I can respond to posts, but I don't have to. And then I'll be graded based on the total amount of time that I spend in the discussion board. So, to get full credit, you need to spend more than 60 minutes in the discussion board for each week that you are not assigned to post and respond. So I'm very aware that it's not going to take you 60 minutes to just read through all the posts, but it will take 60 minutes if you're going through and you're really focusing on the content, understanding stuff, going back in the book. That's one of the reasons why I have you guys write page numbers on all of your posts, so you can easily go back and see what someone was talking about. When you're going through these, just one word of caution on how the system works. The system will time out after 45 minutes, and it'll stop counting your time if you haven't done anything. So if you just, let it, open the page and let it sit there for 60 minutes, it won't work. Lots of the time it'll actually time out even sooner than 45 minutes from what I've seen. So what you want to do is also don't use this expand all button. If you use that button, it may count just you scrolling as not actually being involved with the page. So I recommend clicking on each post, going through it one by one, and really taking your time. Okay. So I take a long time to explain that because I know that's a point of some confusion at first, but once you get it, it's pretty easy. So next, let's go to the last part of our normal week, which is the activity sets. So activity sets is really any type of activity that, usually it's based on whatever we're talking about for the week. So, maybe one of the 5 skills of a disruptive innovator, so associating, observing, whatever. Or maybe on something, slightly different, something that I feel will help you develop creative skills. So the team project, so that is a typical week. Again, you've got, I'll say it in the order the syllabus says it, so we have videos to watch, take a video quiz, go to the discussion board and write about what you read, or spend time in the discussion board, and complete the activities in the activity set. Okay? So next is the team project. So let's scroll down to that. And that is worth, depending on the semester, it may be worth more points or not. I believe it's actually worth 45 points right now. So I see one little error there that I'll fix. And this, you will be assigned a team in the beginning of week 4, I believe. And then you'll have various activities that you'll do that are team-based, and they'll be described kind of during the course as you see all those. But the final project is going to be to create a prototype, a product system or process or etc. to solve some type of problem, and more on that to come. So course grading, you can see kind of the point breakdown. You can also go to the grade book to see a little bit more there as well. And then other important information, we don't have any big, large multiple choice tests or big midterms, final exams. We don't have that. We do have the team project, which is, worth a little bit of points. So you have to make sure you're putting some good effort toward there, but you can go ahead and read this on your own. Let me talk about late work. So I have something called the late work forgiveness policy that's worked really well. And what it is I understand that sometimes life happens. Sometimes people have surgery, sometimes illness, unexpected or expected obligations, technical difficulties. So my answer to any time you might tell me something like that is, okay, check out the late work forgiveness policy. So that's my catch-all for life, pretty much. And what it means is that if by the last day of the course you've completed every assignment, you will have all points you lost during any 1 week due to lateness returned to you. And as a bonus, if you've never turned in any late work, you'll get 10 extra points added on to your final score. So let's use an example again. So if I had a wedding that I had to go to, and it was the first week of class, and I didn't get my work done. I didn't tell anyone, because it's not a big deal, because I know this late work forgiveness policy exists, but I just didn't do my work because I was out of town. I didn't get around to doing it until week 7. But then I did every single part of that week, and let's say 30 points was taken off originally because I didn't do that work. But if I've done every single assignment, and that means every single assignment, by the end of the semester, I will have those points that were related to lateness for that 1 week given back to me. Now, that does not mean that you will have late points from every week given back to you if you have completed every assignment. It doesn't work that way. So if you have more questions about this, please let me know in the Ask the Instructor discussion board. And there's always some questions about this, so feel free to ask away. There's some other stuff about academic integrity. Feel free to read all this. This is, stuff that I kind of have to have in here. And then here's a schedule right here. Pretty much, you don't ever have to look at this schedule again. Let me show you what you should look at instead. So for each week, if you click on that week right here, it'll open up that week, and each week has its own calendar. So it'll tell you exactly what you need to do, and it gives you a quick rundown of all of the different items for that week that are due. So one other thing I'd like to look at is in the grade book. And again, yours might look slightly different than mine, but user activity right here is something that is, you can use this to actually check and see how much time you've spent in the course. So, and one thing to note about this is, so if I wanted to know specifically how much I had in the discussion board for week 1, I could find it right here. Now, I've spent quite a bit of time in the course today, and you'll notice I have a lot of 0 minutes all over the place. So it does not register until the following day. So keep that in mind for all the work you're doing. So you can't really look at that time and, oh, okay, it now says 45 minutes or now says 60 minutes, and now I have enough for, how much I want to do when we're talking about the discussion boards and looking through those. You have to, keep track of it yourself, and then you can check it the next day if you'd like. So that's pretty much it for me. I look forward to seeing everybody in class, and again, if you have any questions, please go over here into the Ask the Instructor discussion board. We already have a couple, and go ahead and let us know, or let me know what questions you might have. Thanks. Bye-bye.